Hi everybody! We had a snow day today, so I had an extra day off, and I was feeling okay, so I decided to finally get my seeds planted. Weeks ago, I told my friend I wanted to plant lettuce in this hydro garden again because last year during cold weather, I had salad after salad, and so I wanted to do that again. And then it took me forever to get around to doing it. So I'm using my plant stand that some of you have seen where I do my starts. I had my hydro garden on it. I had one layer of a green stalk to start pepper plants one year. And so this is a south-facing window. In the wintertime when I turn the lights on, I cover half of the window, the bottom half of the window with a blanket or whatever, because the lights make it, I don't want, not many people live up here, but I don't want everyone who drives by having a full view of the inside, sorry, and me sitting on the couch. So I'm so excited. I finally got some seeds started, and I want to tell you a little bit about the seeds that I chose. And they fit for two different open collaborations. So I'm going to put this information in the description box below so you can look them up. But there's Micro Dwarf 2526, and that's being hosted by Broke But Bountifully Blessed Carol and Gale Southern Living. And that goes November to April. And I've already heard several people talking about this collaboration and the little micro-sized tomatoes people are growing and that kind of thing. So that sounded right up my alley with some of the seeds that I already planned on growing. The other collaboration is WIG 2025, indoor gardening or indoor growing, winter, there we go, there's the W, winter indoor gardening 2025. Although I've heard some people say winter indoor growing 2025. And that's hosted by GT Jr. Grows It Alaska and Mike's Chaotic Gardening. And that open collaboration goes December 1st through April. So they go approximately the same time frame. They're both open collaborations. They both want if you share videos to use their hashtags and to tag the hosts so they can add your videos to list or find your videos. They both want you to do, is it 2 minutes or 3 minutes? The long form videos, not the shorts. The long form videos. And GT Jr. Grows It Alaska and Mike's Chaotic Gardening, they say, what did they say? They want 5-minute video or 5 videos from now until April. But they said 2 to 3 minute long video or a live. And they both otherwise are pretty open on what seeds you choose. Of course, the Micro Dwarf collaboration is looking at planting dwarf plants. And so, yeah, to learn more about those collaborations, go find the channels in the links below. So, I got this last year, the Mufka, on Mike's Chaotic Gardening, on his recommendation, and I love it. Like I said, I grew lettuce through the winter, through the cold months. So between, hard-boiled eggs for my chickens and lettuce and some kale, and it was pretty good. I was pretty happy to have big old salads that I just cut here. But then I kind of lost interest, and the lettuce kind of bolted and, stuff like that. So it got out of hand. So this year for my lettuce, I'm going to try the Baker Creek Solid Blend Rocky Top lettuce. Last year I had the Gourmet Blend from who? I don't remember from who. It's in a video somewhere. And it was delicious. It was wonderful. but I had a harder time finding it this year, so I'm trying this Rocky Top lettuce blend. Baker Creek, whenever you buy from them, they send a free seed. So this is the free seed that they included this time. I cannot say that name, the type of pepper. On the back it says a super tiny pepper from Peru, often grown as a house plant where the small peppers are harvested as needed in the kitchen. The pepper has a distinct fruity citrus aroma and is equal in heat to a cayenne. So, probably too hot and spicy for me, but I am going to plant it in one of the planters on the shelf above. I'll show you that in a minute. But I'm not planting that in here. And then I already planned on growing a small version of kale. And so that is in this planter. I heard about from the people, so dwarf Siberian kale. I love kale sauteed in like my scrambled eggs and that kind of thing. So I heard people in the micro dwarf community talking about the orange hat tomato. I love yellow and orange cherry tomatoes. And so I'm hoping I'll like these, and these stay really small. So I'm giving these a try. I've never had bok choy. I ordered it because it was tiny. It's a dwarf plant. And because Lisa at Yogi Hollow Farm grows bok choy. Now at first I was thinking you would just pluck it raw and add it to your salad like you do spinach. But I think it has to be sauteed. So maybe I'll saute it and put it with the kale in my scrambled eggs. Sorry. Mini bell pepper. I started these one other time, and then I'm a neglectful gardener. I don't do very well keeping up. So I started them, and then they died before I got any. So I'm hoping the mini bell mix will grow in here, and then I can have it on my salad. And then sugar snap peas. I discovered about 2 years ago how much I love sugar snap peas. Love them, love them, love them. And I grow them outside. But then I haven't been doing a good job gardening outside. So, there's that. And when I made my Baker Creek order, they had some dwarf or some container pot size peas. And they said you could eat them as pods if you caught them early enough, but basically they were a shelling pea. Somehow I forgot to put that on my order and I didn't get those. So I'm going to go ahead with the sugar snap that I love, 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 and they're going to go up on the top shelf. So if you don't know about these hydro gardens, they're amazing. I had no idea how amazing they were until I started watching some YouTube channel people that I follow, and they grew all kinds of things in them. So with Mike's Chaotic Gardening, with his advice, I got this one, and I love the size of this one. It's awesome, and I love the features. So I've already put my water in, I already put the nutrients in, I already had turned it on, it circulated the water, and then it soaked the little sponges that are in there. So you put your little sponge in there before or after, you get it wet. I did mine. I turned it on for a while and then went about my business and came back when it was wet. And then you put your seeds in there. And then this light can raise and lower. So I'll put it way down real close to the plants where the plants are going to grow, and then that keeps them from getting leggy. So that's awesome, because I do have a lot of problem growing plants. I can start them awesome, but then sometimes in the past they would get real leggy and just fall over and die. And if you wonder why there's part of a cage here, it's because the puppy runs around and gets into everything. So I'm trying to put a barrier here so the puppy can't jump up from the end table and get in here into the plants. This is my little jade plant, one of the sole survivors from my succulent adventures when my grandson was talking to me about succulents. So in this, what I have planted, and I wrote it down because I always lose track of things, this whole side is the Rocky Top lettuce blend. I put dwarf Siberian kale back here. One plant, well, not one plant, I put like 2 seeds in each sponge in case one seed doesn't germinate. If too many seeds germinate, I'll just thin them out. The tomato orange hat is here. Mini bell pepper is here. And then the tiny bok choys are here. So that's what I've done for here. It's already going. It's on a timer. The water, I can't remember how many hours I have it. It sets apart the timer that it trickles. It sprays kind of into, just under the edge there, it sprays into the sponge and then it stops. So that turns on and off. To do the light, I do that manually. So when I'm working, what I usually do is I turn on my grow lights at night when I'm home, and they go overnight, and then I shut them off during the day, and then that way they don't get 24 hours of daylight. So it closes down like that, stays close to the plant, so as they sprout, they don't get leggy. Okay, I'm going to put you a little higher so you can see what I have going on the top shelf. Well, that's not the best angle, but I don't have enough energy to mess with photography tonight, so hopefully you can get an idea of it. So on my top shelf, some of you who have followed my channel, you know that I use drive-through cups where I go, the gas station where I go when I get iced coffee. It's a see-through cup with a lid, and I use those to start my plants. And they're awesome because it's like a little greenhouse. It keeps the moisture in so they don't completely dry out. So since I've had a lot of good luck with that, I wanted to try it in bigger containers. So this is a juice container, a cranberry juice container, and this is a gallon, local store has gallon water jugs, and that's that. And I cut the tops off, and I put the dirt in, watered it, planted the seeds, etc., etc. And then now it fits back on and it keeps it in like a greenhouse, I hope. I hope it does like my little coffee cups do. So even though I have a mini bell planted in the hydroponic grower, I wanted to try different ways. And so I have mini bell seeds in here, and I hope to grow those. And then I also have one orange hat plant in the hydro garden, and I have a few seeds planted in here, just in case I mess up my hydro garden, just in case something grows better like this than it does that. I know salad and lettuce grows amazing in my hydro garden, but I haven't tried tomatoes or peppers in there yet. And I know other people do great, but I'm not very good at this gardening thing. So that's why I have those here, to try different methods. And then here I have 3 red solo cups with holes poked in the bottom. I'm going to put dirt in there without a lid, and I'm going to like bottom water it with this container. So I'll, wet it down, and then there'll be a little bit of water in the bottom that can kind of suck up as the plants need it from the bottom. I think I'm going to do another kale. I think I'm going to do that one pepper I don't know if I like. And I think maybe more bok choy. And then that way I have a comparison from some of the things down Spotty, my dogs. That way I have a comparison to what's growing in the hydro garden. And then in the back, probably can't see it from this angle, there's a little container, a planter, that I'm going to put those snow peas in. So I have the snow pea seeds soaking, because outdoors I've had the very best luck if I soaked them first, because they're these little dehydrated things, right? But then if you soak them, I don't know if you can see or not, then they have water in them, and then you put them in the dirt and it gives them a little better start. So back there I'm going to put them in that container, in that planter, and if they grow, then I'll let them grow up the sides of the my planter, and I'll put probably some strings back and forth. It's a wild, crazy idea, because when I planted these outside, they grow clear up over my trellis, way up over my trellis. So I'll have to see if they grow and they make little pea pods. That'll be delicious for my salads, but do I really have that much area that they can grow up on like a trellis thing? I don't know. Some of you may have noticed that previously I had light bulbs hanging on a wire wrapped around the top. This was my light source. Get down, Spotty. You're jiggling everything. This was my light source before, which worked really good. A friend told me what light bulbs to get. There's red light and blue light and whatever. And that worked really great, but it looks kind of sloppy hanging up there. And now I have a super tall plant up there. So I went ahead and moved this. I just got this, I think, last year. It's adjustable. It sits on a, it's got a little stand. I don't know if you can see that. Sits on a little stand, and then you can bend them however you want to bend them. So I'm going to use this up here this year instead of the other one that I had, the light bulbs hanging from the thing, because see, I can point it right at that plant. I can point them whichever direction I want to point them. Speaking of that tall plant, and at the end of this video I'll put a picture, I'll try to put a picture of the leaf close up. My friend said, here, I have this plant, this guy gave it to me. It's oregano, Indian oregano. And I looked at the leaves and I'm like, that's not oregano, I don't think. But what do I know? I'm a terrible gardener. Spotty, quit. Spotty's having a protest. He's not getting attention, so he's making noise. So I looked it up, and come to find out, this amazing plant that has already been growing here like crazy. It was a kind of a start. There's a trunk of it, but then there's also just kind of a start. And now it's leafing out everywhere. It is used for herbs and culinary and medicinal purposes. It's used in a variety of countries, and it's got a bunch of different names. So it's called oregano, or sage, or mint, or borage. I'm missing one. And you can find the names of those in India, Mexico, Spain, and one other place. Can't remember. So I will put some of those names below. This is amazing. And I have since listened to some videos where people are using this in their herbal salves or tinctures. Oh, so isn't that amazing? My friends really look out for me. We just stumbled on this. He was given a plant. This is quite literally where plants go to die often. And so I'm trying really hard to keep that alive, and I'm going to try to find some herbal uses for that sage, borage, thyme, mint plant. Okay, I think that's all I've got to say. Sorry that my videos are always like got distracting background noises. Sorry if you see or hear the stink bugs. There's stink bugs in my house still. Crazy. I think this is their winter vacation home. But I'm really excited about using my hydro garden again, and about having lettuce again. I hope I do as well this year with lettuce as I did last time I tried the lettuce, and I can't wait to eat some indoor grown vegetables in the winter. So I hope you check out the collaborations, WIG 2025 and Micro Dwarf 2526. And I can't wait to watch people's videos more. I've watched some. I can't wait to watch more of people's videos and learn more what to do. And I can't wait to see what turns out better, my hydro garden or these little containers indoor. I forgot. I have a little heat mat here too, plant heat mat. And so these up here are going to be warmer than the things on the shelf with the hydro garden. So that's also what I'm trying to do. Like, is the mini bell going to grow better on this heat mat than it does in the hydro garden? Don't know. We'll find out. Wish me luck. I'll need some. Take care.